Hi guys, it's Ryan here with Sigma Survival, and today I'm going to be talking a little bit about natural navigation, okay? So it might be that you lost out in the woods, it might be that you had your map and you was orienteering, or you had some sense of direction that you had to head to. You know that where you are is where you are and that you've got to head, let's say, west, okay? So generally speaking, I've got a watch on so I can gauge what time it is. It's 11:45. I know that the sun is shining and it's giving off shadows. Therefore, this tree here has just become a natural compass, okay? Generally speaking, the sun is around about safe right now. It'll be dead on safe probably around about 12 noon. So the shadow there is cast towards north. So north, east, south towards the sun, and west, okay? I know from the sun and the shadows that that's casting exactly where I'm going. So what do we do if there is no sunshine and no shadows? Well, let's look at another option. Okay guys, so another way that we can navigate without a watch or without a compass, without using the sunlight, is essentially just to utilise the moss, okay? So we want to look at where the moss is growing. So in this instance, the moss is growing on the north facing side, and I know that to be true because there's a whole row of trees behind me which are all the same. There's no moss on the south side, very little on the sides, but there's a lot more growth on this side here, which is the north side, okay? That basically tells me exactly what I need to know, that north is that way, okay? What you need to know about this tip or trick though, guys, is that you need to be able to back up what you're looking at, because generally speaking, moss just likes moist, wet conditions. That's why it doesn't like the safe side, because the sun dries that area out. So you can still find moss on the south side, the west side, the east side. You can find it growing on the floor. Doesn't mean to say that that's facing north, so just bear that in mind. In this instance, I'm confident that north is that way, and let me show you why. This tree here, that tree, and there's a tree further up that are all the same. Let's have a look at those. Okay guys, so this is a great place to make a teaching point, okay? Understanding the principles. This is facing north, so the moss's direction of travel is north, okay? How do I know that? I know that because all of the other trees that we've just looked at back that up. Also, it's quite moist on this side because of the riverbed. The tree has grown in a certain way which allows the water to run down into the river. But there's no sunlight that would have blocked that initially. So, but this could easily be confused. So let's say that the river is on the south and the sun was able to shine onto this. It might be that the tree has grown in such a way that the rainwater runs down it and the river floods from time to time and feeds the moss, which means that actually it's south facing, but the moss, if I'm going off of the tip or trick that people talk about, I would think that I'm going north. However, that's not the case. It's just an area where the water runs quite a lot down the tree, and that means that the moss has a chance to grow even in sunlight. So just be careful, you have to understand the principles, guys. Okay guys, just more proof to back up that theory. It's still midday, and look, there is moss growing on the south side. You can't probably see it very well with the shadows, but let me try and zoom in on that. You can basically see that where the water runs down the tree, there's more moss essentially. So yeah, that just debunks this theory a little bit, but we're not necessarily trying to debunk the theory, we're just trying to understand why moss grows in the way that it does. And essentially what we can see from this is that we have to understand the principle and not necessarily take it as a whole truth. Okay guys, another way that we can potentially navigate is by looking at trails, okay? So this is where an animal has come through, small animal, probably a badger, maybe a fox, and essentially wherever they're headed is probably to a water source, okay? It could be towards where they live, you know, which means that there could be a potential food source in a survival situation, but generally speaking, this could lead me towards water, and there is a water source in that direction, which is in line with this track. So that means that potentially I could be on track to help me navigate in or out of somewhere using the stream. Okay guys, well that's it for natural navigation. I'm going to head north back towards my house now. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you learned something about the principles. You know, don't rely on someone telling you a tip or a trick like, oh, always look at where the moss grows and that'll tell you where, or look at where the ivy grows in this way and that way. You need to understand the principles, guys, and you need to understand and practice these things. Otherwise you'd never know. Anyway, if you like this video, then please do like it. You know, it doesn't hurt to subscribe if you like the stuff that I put out there. And drop me a comment and let me know what you think. Till next time, guys.